Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where I'm so tired. Like my body hurts and I'm mentally exhausted because we just had like a time jump.
Oh yeah.
So it's 10 a.m. right now, but it feels like 9
Like 9
a.m.
a.m. Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I really do not like time change.
Yeah, let's stop doing that.
Yeah. I mean, didn't we want to put a stop to it like a while ago?
Yeah, why didn't we?
I honestly don't know. I think the government is still trying to be like, but the farmers need it. It's like it doesn't matter what time it is
It
for
doesn't.
them. They get up with the sun anyway.
Yeah, let's just get
Like,
up when the sun comes up.
right. The farmers are even like, bro, we don't need that anymore, so it's fine. Let's just get rid of time change
Yeah.
because we all know that the time change in fall is the best time change
Is it?
because you
But
get
it
an extra hour.
but it starts getting dark earlier. I don't like that.
Well, it's only because that's how the sun works during the winter. Time change doesn't affect the sun.
Yes, it does.
No, it
Yes, it
doesn't.
does. We lose an hour, so we lose an hour of sunlight
Oh my
at
goodness.
night. We gain it in the morning.
Nobody else does this.
True. Only in America do we do this dumb thing. So how was your week, Kelly?
It's good. For us, it's been a while since we recorded, so we got to
Mhm.
catch you guys up on a lot of stuff. We went to the JoJo concert.
Yes, yes.
It
Perfection.
was so good. It's her best concert yet.
Yes, second best concert I've been to.
Um, but we are going to LA shows from now on.
Absolutely.
We will not be elaborating on why,
No.
but we are going to LA shows now.
Yeah.
Because why not? Um, there is construction going on at my house, so my room is an absolute mess. I can't even like sit at my desk because I have like a bookshelf that I made. It's like right up against my desk, and so my chair has to be sitting sideways for it to fit. So
Fine.
yeah, the rest of my room is just in disarray. So that's why I'm recording where I am recording.
Fun.
Um,
Fun.
we went on a hike yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Uh,
It was
it
great
was a
until the
really
end.
good, yeah. It was a really good hike until we decided to go on a detour.
Mhm.
And that detour was fine until we got to a small little hill that we had to go down. But then it got worse.
Yes, it did.
And I literally had to like bear crawl down a hill so that we could get back to where we
Yeah. I
parked
went down the hill like a normal person, and then the rest of them decided to like crawl backwards down the hill.
because it didn't feel safe to walk like you did.
But I did it, didn't I?
He did do it. I did have my dog, so I am going to claim that.
Your dog was fine.
I know, but like
Your
I
dog
had to
was
hold on to
waiting
her
for you.
leash.
You were taking
I
too
had to
long.
hold on to her leash. And that gave took away one of my hands. So then I couldn't bear crawl down. But yeah, it was a really good time.
They were it was a mess. But we
It
got
was a
food after,
mess.
so it was fine.
Yeah, my knee kind of hurt last night and my legs are kind of sore still, but that's fine.
I feel fine. Like my calves are a little sore, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, like
I
I
ride a
feel
bike
like
every day. I'm fine.
that's true. That's true. I feel like my hips are kind of sore and like my calves are a little bit, but like I just feel like tired.
Yeah, I'm mostly just tired.
I'm just tired. We're like old people
We're
in young
old.
bodies.
We're old. And then and then my birthday planning has begun. We will be like walking like 10 miles a day for like 3 days. And I don't know how that's gonna work. We're so old.
I mean, we did it the first time. I think just because we went hiking. It's because we went hiking that killed us. Because we did 9 miles one day at Disney, and then we did like 8 and below for the others. So I think
We'll
we'll be fine.
see. We might be fine.
Is this where I start doing my like?
It's most definitely going to be more crowded than the last time we went,
That's
which
true.
sucks, but
That does
it's
suck.
okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start my Disney training, walking on a treadmill.
Go walk. Just put it like on a slow speed and just walk for
Yeah.
like an hour.
Yeah. Probably put it on like 3, maybe. Just like walk.
Yeah. Turn on a good movie and just walk for
Yeah,
the
just
entire
walk.
movie.
Why not? Why not?
Well, as for me, same thing. JoJo concert, amazing. Number 2 on my ranking list. Um,
Who was your first?
it's of course Beyonce.
Beyonce? Yeah, okay.
I will never
That's fair.
experience my first Beyonce concert ever
Ever
again.
again.
So that. And then we went hiking. Also this week, I watched West Side Story. And
Oh
why do people
yeah.
like that? I don't
Yeah.
mean like the movie, I mean like the story in general. Like, why do people like that? I was mad the entire time.
Yeah, he was.
Like, I was furious. And then by the end of the movie, I was just done. I was like, I'm never watching that again. And I was just upset at everyone on screen. I was upset with Anita. I was upset with Maria. I was upset with Tony. I was upset with Chino. I was upset with that little grocery store woman. I was upset with everybody.
Yeah. No one was safe from Jordan's fury.
No, like I haven't been that upset with a movie since I watched The Founder, that movie about like the guy who stole McDonald's from those two brothers.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was the last time I've been that upset watching a movie.
And I haven't seen that, so I can't like
Oh, I don't think I could
agree
watch
with
that movie.
you.
I don't think I could watch that movie again. It would make me so upset. Like, I was furious watching that movie. But yeah, yeah, not it's not for me.
Cute songs.
Cute songs, great cinematography,
Storyline though.
great acting, great. Ansel, everyone else, yeah, but I can't watch that again.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm so happy I didn't pay to watch that.
It's
I would,
also a pretty long movie too.
yes, it was very long, but
So I get
somehow
it.
took place in like a span of a week. Uh,
Yeah, basically.
uh, I was, uh, let me not get into that. Okay, Kelley, I'm ready for you to talk
You
about this
ready?
movie. Yeah,
Your first Muppet movie?
my
Well,
first. Yes, this
other
is.
than the Christmas one?
I won't even count that because I
Really?
was not paying attention.
Really?
And yeah, you'll hear
Muppet
why.
movies are good. Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah,
So, anyway, this week we're doing Muppets Take Manhattan and Disney Plus. I got a little question for you. Why is this not on your streaming service?
does Disney own the Muppets?
I thought they did. I thought they bought Jim Henson Studios
I have no idea.
because they have all the other Muppet movies on there.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just quick question for you,
Disney.
Disney.
Or are you
Why
hiding
the
this movie?
discrimination? Right. Why are you hiding it? What's wrong with this movie?
Was this movie in particular like a Warner Brothers movie and like you couldn't get like the rights to it?
I mean, it could be. But anyway, we start the movie with shots of New York that lead us to Danhurst College, where Kermit and the gang are performing their play, or their, excuse me, their musical, Manhattan Melodies.
And college students came to this.
Yes, it's like their senior like project.
This must be like, you know how sometimes your teachers would be like, go to this thing and you'll get extra credit.
Mm-hmm.
It that has to be it, right?
And it's got to be a lot of extra
A
credit.
lot of extra credit.
because let me just tell you right now, my senior production, well, like my senior recital, there were some people there that had to be there for class, but there weren't that many.
Mm-hmm.
There were not that many.
Because
Like,
literally for one of my classes, I had to go to a discussion on, I think it was mm, intersectionality, not sexuality, sectionality.
sectionality.
Like not just rights for one, like for women, but rights for all women.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And that room was packed because everyone in there was getting extra credit for being there.
Yeah, there has to be a lot of extra credit involved.
Yeah.
Or it's the phenomenon of they've never seen a singing frog before or other
Maybe.
animals.
Maybe.
So
But they went to this college, so like they had to have like seen them on campus.
true. True. Either way, they're singing Together Again, which is the last song of the musical. And after that, the audience goes wild.
Mm-hmm.
They love Manhattan melodies. And they chant for Kermit to come out. And when he goes out, he thanks them for watching and for giving him and his other animal friends, plus Gonzo, who is from space, I think.
What?
Yeah, Gonzo's from space.
Oh my god.
Gonzo's an alien.
Oh my gosh.
You haven't seen his movie either, I'm guessing.
I have not seen anything Muppets related.
Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, so Gonzo's an alien. But he thanks the college for giving them all a chance to get an education. Which do they count as a diversity hire? Not a diversity hire, like
Diversity hire?
whatever the
No.
word is.
Diversity students? I don't know.
Yeah, does that count?
Probably because like in that sea of people, I saw maybe 3 black people.
Yeah, that was a white college.
A very white college.
So during Kermit's speech, an audience member asks if they're going to Broadway, and Scooter, who is behind the curtain, what?
I had to laugh when she said that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh,
Like Broadway?
I mean,
Like they're performing at a community college. Like, what do you mean? Are they
true,
going to Broadway? And then they're
true.
just like, "Yeah,
What about it?
of course we are."
You think he asked as a joke?
Probably.
Yeah,
It was actually not even probably, most definitely. It was a
a
joke.
joke.
Like he was trying to
Oh,
clown Kermit, and
Kermit?
Kermit took it like serious. She was like,
Seriously?
"Yeah."
You know what? Yeah, that's the next logical step. Broadway. So Scooter, who is behind the curtain, believes that they should. And when Kermit comes back, they all convince Kermit to try taking it to Broadway, even though he thinks that it's not ready yet.
Which he just performed.
Yeah,
Uh,
he did just perform it.
okay.
Mm. So the Muppets all get on a bus to New York, and when they get there, they are excited to start finding producers after making homes out of the bus lockers. Their first stop is Martin Price's production office, and they are let in without an appointment,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think that would ever happen.
Of course not.
Price then asks about their play, and after hearing about it, it's about 2 college students who have just graduated and they're going to the big city, whatever.
Here's where I freaked out. He barely finished like describing it. He was like, "Absolutely,"
Yeah,
and
he says yes.
I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
And then he
he's like
was like,
he barely he gave you the bare minimum of
"Bare
his
minimum,"
musical.
and then he was like, "It's not finished yet." He was like, "I don't care," and I
He's
was
like,
like,
right, it's
"Are you
we can work
kidding
that
me?"
out. He's all like, yeah, I'm willing to start today. I believe in it so much.
And then he started asking them for money, and then all the
Ooh,
alarm bells in my head went off.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
no.
yep. He asks for $300
Each.
per person. Yeah, each.
I
That's a lot
was
of money.
I was
There's a
like
lot of them, by the
I
way.
was like, first off, you're right, exactly. I was like, first
Yeah.
off, he wouldn't ask you for money.
Mm-mm.
Secondly, even if he did ask you for money, the fact that he asked you for money per person is a red flag. Instead of just
Yeah.
asking for like a sum of money, he was like
Yeah.
per person. And I was
Yeah.
like, that don't sound right.
Mm-mm. No, that is not correct. His secretary then comes in to tell Price that the cops are there to see him. An older woman comes in with the cops and she confirms that he is a man that has scammed her out of her life savings. And his name is Murphy and not Martin.
How does this woman get scammed if this is the way he's doing it?
True.
Like he's like scamming on a level that like maybe would work on like high schoolers. Maybe. Because
Yeah.
like he didn't even try to like be like, oh, I need this amount of money because someone fell out. He was just like, from the get-go, give
Yeah.
me money.
Give me the money. He's not a smooth talker.
He's not a smooth talker.
He's not. He's straight up just like, give me the money and then I'll do something with it.
And I know we shouldn't blame victims, but
Yeah.
sometimes
This is elder abuse, by the way.
yeah, sometimes I hear these stories and I'm just like, really? You fell for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
But
And
I'm
it's
just,
not, yeah,
maybe it's just me. I'm not a very trusting person. So,
true. But sometimes the stories are just incredible. Like, how did you not see it?
insane. Like, I'm going to talk about this later. So please remember this.
Okay.
I was watching something on Netflix,
Mhm.
and this guy wanted to move in with this like girl, and like he had no money, and he and she just let him in. Like
What?
he let him like sign a lease and like get mail, and like he didn't pay anything. And I was just like, what? And she didn't do a background check before he moved in or anything. And I'm like, you're a woman and you're letting this man just move into you.
Yeah, absolutely not.
The things people let happen to them couldn't be me.
No, yeah,
Couldn't be me.
yeah. I don't want to go too much into that, but yes, I would have a list of things before
Mm-hmm.
that man was let anywhere near my apartment. Also, first off, red flag, he's a man.
Yeah.
I'm not living with a man.
Mm-hmm.
So Murphy then takes Camilla and Gonzo hostage and goes to leave the office. The animal gets to him first and latches onto his ankles, and Camilla gets her beak on his ear, and then the cops arrest him. The gang then moves on to other producers, but get turned away at each one.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
there is a scene where like they showed their legs and it was horrifying.
The slow walk.
The worst thing I've ever seen on screen.
Because,
Like
like, you never see any of the Muppets' legs
it scared me.
because they're all very skinny.
They were
And they're
so
this,
skinny and tiny, and like they were moving slow yet fast. It was weird.
yeah. And then the movement of how they walk, you know, how they like shuffle
That like
or like they
shuffle.
look like they're
Yeah.
bouncing. Like the movement of their feet did not match.
No.
And I'm gonna start my own bop counter because I don't know if you think this is a bop.
You go
We can
ahead
get
and
our
do
first.
that. I'm just
Yeah.
going to tell you from the get go, there are no bops for me.
Oh, come on. All right. So my first bop, it's You Can't Take No for an Answer. That's playing in the background as their producer searching. One day, the gang are feeling the rejection piling up and are asking Kermit what to do next. When he finally cracks and he tells them that he doesn't know, which I think I would have cracked a lot earlier if I were him. He then asks Scooter how much money they have left, and they only have 2 nights left for their lockers, and so he decides that they should just get food at a diner because they need to eat. The gang is seated, and when Rizzo, the rat, goes to take their orders, gets offended when Floyd jokes that he's going to call the Board of Health.
As you should.
As he should. Rizzo breaks down, but when he finds out that they don't have any money, he just leaves. Which I would too.
I would too. And I would ask you to leave. Get out of my restaurant.
Exactly. Like, what do you think you're doing here if you don't have any money?
This is not a soup kitchen. This is a
Exactly.
restaurant.
Kermit then goes to the diner, and Pete, the owner, asks what he wants when Jenny shows up for work after taking a test. Back at the table, the gang worries if Kermit meant what he said about not knowing what to do. Kermit then orders and admits to Pete and Jenny that they don't have any money, but is willing to work off their tab. Pete then gives really confusing advice to Kermit, which I'm not even going to try to explain to you.
From what I heard get a job. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
He pretty much told Kermit to get a job. He was like,
Yeah.
well, go get a
Actually.
job.
Which he takes that he and the group won't get any food and goes back to the table when Jenny stops him. She tells him that her dad is making them soup and goes to get back to work when Kermit congratulates her on passing her test. She said that she didn't actually pass it, but hopes that she will, and that she will get into fashion college. And as they talk, Miss Piggy watches them.
Oh goodness. So two things. First,
Yeah.
Jenny better be getting into a PhD program because she looks old, like 30 years old. Secondly,
Maybe she took some time off.
secondly, remember that she is a fashion designer because I'm gonna bring that up several times.
I know what you're talking about. The gang is talking back at the booth when Scooter suggests that they all go their separate ways to give Kermit a break, and everyone agrees but Piggy. Kermit gets back to the table and apologizes for blowing up on them and that they're going to get their soup. When Kermit notices that they look down, Scooter says that they have all got job offers outside of the city. We then watch as the gang go their separate ways while Bob number 2 plays Saying Goodbye. I love that song. Don't do that to me.
Okay.
Get out of here. I'm going to do this episode by myself.
Go ahead.
After everybody leaves, Kermit walks the city alone at night and goes to the Empire State Building observation deck to look out at the city. He is sad that all of his friends have left, but
He didn't have
resolves that
enough money for food, but he had enough money to go to the top of the rock. Okay.
He's all like, I'm about to die out here anyway. Let's just go look at the city. So Kermit resolves that he's going to get his friends back and get on Broadway, while someone with a trench coat and a hat watches from down below. Which is Miss Piggy, by the way. We know it's Miss Piggy.
In a terrible wig.
Oh yeah.
The worst wig I've ever seen.
I mean, would any wig look good on Miss Piggy?
I think the newer Miss Piggy has like good wigs now.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like
Good
that
for
was like a
her.
meme a while
Was
ago.
it?
Yeah. Because I
Oh.
think like Kermit had like a talk show or something. I don't remember. I don't care.
Mm.
And she would come up on it. She like come on and like she had like quote unquote good wigs.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Kermit then goes to Pete's diner looking for work when Rizzo quits. But when Pete begs for him to stay, he says he will if he'll also hire his friends. Everyone starts asking Pete for a job and finally allows the rats to work as waiters. And Jenny gets Kermit to wash dishes.
The idea of eating at a restaurant where rats are cooking and serving.
Yeah. How this man gets any business.
Disgust. The second I saw a rat with like a notepad to take down my order, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that like nobody has like started that whole like telling their friends that their rats are working at a diner.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not even a snitch, and I would call the health department.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah. There are exceptions to snitching, and this is one of them.
This is definitely one of them.
Yes. So as Kermit starts his new job, Jenny asks where the rest of the gang is and says And Kermit says that they left, but he's going to get them all back. They then agree to work together to further each other's dreams because Kermit has a 3-step plan to get his musical on Broadway, and he needs Jenny's help. The first part of the plan is to act like a big shot producer. And so he gets dressed up in this bad wig and 70s like disco getup.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. And decides to show up at Winesop's office to see Lenny, who is the top guy, top producer. He barges into his office talking nonsense, brings him the script, and leaves. And Lenny just throws it away anyway.
Because I would have too.
Yeah. Kermit then meets Jenny outside and she asks how it went.
Oh my gosh,
As
Jenny. Miss Designer.
Yes.
With that outfit on. Yep.
Yep. Miss Piggy watches from afar in a trench coat and hat. She then gets catcalled by a bunch of construction workers. And when she sees Kermit and Jenny hug, gets upset, bends a metal pole and bangs it against what is that? What was she banging it against? What are those things called? Like a barrel? A metal barrel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which scares the guys off. And Kermit and Jenny notice, but she just says it's New York sounds.
Yeah, they just think it's like construction or something.
Yeah. Piggy then realizes that she's late for work and shows up 30 minutes late after lunch on her first day. Miss Piggy, ma'am. What do you think you're doing?
The fact that she didn't immediately get fired is hilarious.
Exactly. The fact that I would have been out on my ass.
Oh, that reminds me. I have a story. So,
okay.
One of my old jobs, we had like hour-long lunches, and someone came back late from our hour-long lunch on our first day.
No.
She was like 15 minutes late.
No. An hour and you come back 15 minutes late?
Yep. I don't think she stayed.
Was she yeah, I was about to say, was she fired or did she leave or what?
I think they let her. No, I think she was fired. I'm pretty sure she was fired.
Mean, that's fair.
It's like, you deserve. Like, how could you not get back in an hour?
And it's your first day.
It's your first day.
Come on now. But Piggy is not fired and she apologizes. Piggy then lets her attitude show at work at the makeup counter and tells her coworker that her frog turned on her, but she'll get him back. Her coworker then decides to give her a makeover to make her feel better. And they go crazy and end up fired.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
That was a very dumb scene. Don't know why it was there.
I mean, yeah, me neither.
It was just for the Joan Rivers cameo. I swear.
It really was.
That's the only reason why it was there.
Back at the diner, the rats have started working in the kitchen as people have complained of having rats as waiters, which I don't think they would be happy to find that rats are now making their food.
Not just making their food, they were
oh yeah,
they were swimming in the coffee.
Yeah,
they were cooking their food with their dirty paws.
Yeah, one rat greased the
stove
with his butter,
bare hands
strapped to his feet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Witnessed the birth of COVID right there.
Yeah. So the rats are quote unquote cooking. When Jenny asks Kermit about him growing a mustache, which he said that he needed for his second part of the plan, which isn't showing. Pete then shows up and gives Kermit mail from Scooter, who talks up his theater job. He's actually just somebody who passes out 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Fozzie, who has taken to going back to his roots, and he tries to hibernate.
Yeah.
And Dr. Teeth, who also talks up the band's gig when they're actually just playing polka music. for like bingo night.
Mhm. I don't know any of the Muppets names.
Okay.
Sorry. I just know Miss Piggy and Kermit.
You don't
And
even know Fozzie?
I guess Fozzie Bear, sure.
Mm.
Um, but there was one of them. He would go to a theater and to like a 3D movie theater.
Oh, yeah, the guy who likes to throw his fish. Bless
And
you.
he, thank you. And he would literally just throw fish at the audience.
Yeah.
I actually laughed and I felt so dumb for laughing
I mean,
because
it is kind of funny.
it was so ridiculous. Like he would literally just sit in the front row,
And
wait
throw
for the
fish.
scene where the fish would come out, and then just throw fish behind him. And I was like, that's so petty.
when the 3D movie gets 4D.
Oh yeah, he was like, I'm gonna make this the best
Oh yeah,
experience you've ever had.
right. Kermit is happy to hear from them, but is sad that there isn't a letter from Piggy and some of his other friends. Kermit asks why they couldn't do things like they like before when they were in college, and Jenny hugs him, which causes a ruckus from across the street apartments where Piggy is watching from, and they again blame it on New York sound. Kermit then asks Rizzo and his friends for help on his next plan, which he calls a whispering campaign. Kermit goes to Sardi's dressed up really fancy. He kind of looks like a
Sure.
mob boss.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And when he's seated, he lets the rats out from his coat to start whispering about Kermit, the big shot producer, and the new musical, Manhattan Melodies, as he puts up a drawing of himself on the wall and takes down Liza Minnelli's.
Oh, that was Liza Minnelli.
That is Liza
I
Minnelli.
literally wrote Cheetah Rivera. I'm so sorry, Liza.
No.
Uh,
I'm going to apologize on his behalf, Liza. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I think you're an EGOT. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she is.
Which, by
She
the
is an
way, if you're
EGOT.
an EGOT, why are you in this movie?
I mean, was she an EGOT at the time?
She was big enough to have a cameo in this movie.
True. True. So everyone is talking about the new musical when Liza shows up herself and notices that her picture is gone and asks one of the fellow waiters what she's done wrong to have her picture taken down.
It's so weird that she knew exactly where her picture was.
I mean, I feel like you would know, right?
I don't know. Is it a big deal?
Sardi's? Yeah,
Oh,
it's a big deal.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a big deal to have your portrait put up in the restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess justified.
Yes, justified. Rizzo and one of the other rats then gets hungry and pop up to steal food from the table. Which why didn't they think nobody would see them?
I don't know.
Anyway,
But
they
this
pop
restaurant
up.
had a good reaction to rats in the
Oh
restaurant.
yes, they did. It was very valid because the rats start popping up all over the restaurant, and it caused absolute mayhem. People are screaming, trying to hit the rats, and the
As you should.
Kermit, as you should. Kermit eventually gets thrown out when the waiter finds the picture of Liza taken down with his up there instead. Jenny and Kermit are then at the park when she asks about the rest of his plan. And he's so bogged down from the failure of his first two parts that he says that there isn't going to be one. And Piggy, who is watching, gets angry. Jenny and Kermit then go for a jog, and Piggy struggles to follow.
And Jenny is wearing just another amazing outfit as a fashion designer.
Why are you ripping her apart, bro?
Because she's a fashion designer and she dresses like that.
Like an average person.
No, it's worse than an average person.
I mean, I kind of liked some of her outfits.
Ew, really? Okay.
All right,
Okay.
jeez. Okay.
And then don't get me started on Mrs. Piggy jogging because, like, me.
Yeah, like when Jenny suggested they go for a jog, Piggy's like, no,
Absolutely not.
absolutely not. So Piggy stops to catch her breath when she gets mugged and asks to borrow someone's skates to chase after them. The mugger runs by Kermit and Jenny as Piggy races after him, which Kermit notices.
This was ridiculous. There were shots where you could tell it was a person.
Yeah, it was a person in a pig suit.
It was a person
skating.
in a pig suit skating.
I love how
ridiculous.
And the shot had to be done very far away.
Yes.
So that Piggy looked like the same size that she actually is,
but she
instead
didn't.
of a grown person.
It was still too big.
Yeah. Yeah. So the mugger gets a safe distance away and he thinks he's safe when he starts to go through her purse. When Piggy shows up and the cops grab the guy.
Okay, so I was thinking Miss Piggy had like her life savings in this purse. That's why she had to like really chase this man down for like 2 minutes. There was nothing in there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
She had a hairdryer, shoes, underwear.
Yeah.
It's what is that called? There's a certain name for it, but there's a saw.
Yeah.
In her tiny purse.
No money.
No money. I mean, she got fired from her job, Jordan. Like, where do you think she's getting money from?
But where is she staying? It's been like 4 days since she got fired.
True. So Kermit and Jenny show up, and Piggy's excited to see him, but won't talk with Jenny around. Jenny then leaves, and the owner of the skates show up when Kermit gets upset with Piggy for spying on him.
The owner of the skates was Gregory Hines. Why was Gregory Hines in this movie?
I mean, we could ask that for any person who shows up in this movie.
I had to look him up to see if maybe he was not famous before this movie. He was not.
He was,
but still, I feel bad for him.
I mean, his part's really funny, though. Can I just say? Okay.
No. This is demeaning.
This is demeaning. So they go through their whole fight. When they both admit that they care for each other, they eventually make up and go for a carriage ride around, I'm assuming, Central Park. Piggy then apologizes during the ride and wishes that they met earlier as she sings, I'm Gonna Always Love You, which I'm not going to put on the bop counter. That whole thing was strange to me.
Okay.
I mean, because did we all not see how she ended that number? She was like literally on Kermit's lap sucking her thumb.
I don't remember. I watched this like 5 days ago.
Okay. But
so
yeah,
maybe I blocked that out. I don't remember that.
As you should.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not great. So back at Pete's, Piggy starts working there.
How is he affording all these workers?
Is he paying them, do you think?
He has to be paying them. Otherwise, what are they doing there? Are they just working for food?
Probably. I mean, those rats are legit swimming in coffee, so. Yeah.
Pete, I want better for you. I want better for your daughter.
But Piggy is still upset with Jenny. Kermit then gets mail from Gonzo and Camilla talking about his very extravagant water show. Ralph with his, it says it's a kennel, but I'm looking at it as a dog hotel because somebody put their dog up for the weekend.
Is that not what a kennel is?
Is that what kennels are? I don't know.
I thought that's what kennels were.
Okay. Well, yes, like then a kennel.
I think dog hotel is just like a fancier name for
name for kennels. Okay.
Maybe dog hotels have like, I don't know, more like experience. Like maybe like they'll like walk your dog for you and
I guess
have like playtime. I think a kennel is just like you leave your dog there, they'll feed it, they'll let it outside, and then like that's it.
My dogs have never been able to handle a dog hotel, so I've never participated.
My dog is apparently going to one, and I don't know how it's going to work out. He does not like other dogs, and he does not like other people, so I don't know.
He's going to be sedated the whole time.
Probably.
Kermit then gets a letter from Bernard Crawford saying that he wants to produce his show, and Kermit leaves immediately to see him.
Also, Brooke Shields is here for some reason.
Yes, Brooke Shields is here.
And one of the rats asks her if she wants to be in an
interspecies
relationship.
No.
I threw up in my mouth.
So did I. And I love her answer. She's like, I mean, I've dated a couple of rats, if that's what you mean. So Kermit shows up at the producer's office, and somebody shows up claiming to be Bernard, and he gets Kermit to talk to him at the stairs. The man then admits that he's not actually Bernard, but his son Ronnie, and he wants to produce Kermit's musical as his first project because his dad promised that he would help finance whatever Ronnie's first choice of musical was. Bernard himself then shows up and tells him that, and Ronnie tells him that he wants to produce Kermit's show. But his dad says,
that man looked old as hell. That was his grandfather.
Yeah. Maybe he had a late start.
Ew.
A very late start.
I would be embarrassed if like my father was like 80 years old. I would tell everyone that was my grandfather. I'm so sorry, Dad. I would be like, this is my grandfather.
He was, you know what? Let's say he was like 50 something when Ronnie was born.
Ew.
Maybe late 40s. Because he is old. And Ronnie looks kind of old too.
Let's just say that Ronnie is older than he looks. Let's just say that for everyone's sake.
Yeah. But his dad says that he doesn't want to produce the show because of everything unknown about it. But he says that he will when Ronnie reminds him of the promise that he made. Jenny then gets a call from Kermit saying that the musical is going to be put on Broadway, and Jenny and I was about to say Peggy. Piggy are excited. And Peggy. Kermit then makes Jenny their costume designer and totally ignores Piggy when she asks if they're now going to get married because they promised one another they would when the show got put on Broadway. So Kermit then hangs up and goes to cross the street and doesn't notice that the do not walk sign is on and gets hit by a cab.
Yeah, they Kyle Bishoped him.
Yeah, they did.
If you haven't seen Smash, go watch Smash.
Yeah, go watch Smash.
Also, Kermit, why are you telling everyone that you're going to be on Broadway? You haven't even signed a contract yet.
That's true.
This could be another scam.
Yeah, they're just better talkers at it than the first guy. So some time passes and the diner is closed and Piggy wonders where Kermit is and Jenny and Pete try to console her. Ronnie then shows up saying that the show goes up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
That's barely enough time to rehearse.
Yeah.
Yet
for
alone.
A play that's not even finished.
Yet alone be production ready.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of
strings how can you be ready? Geez. How can you be ready in 2 weeks if you haven't even rehearsed? You don't know what you need.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know how now Ronnie's breakdown makes sense because he now finds out that Kermit is missing. The writer and his star are missing. But Jenny and Piggy get up immediately to find him as Pete sends telegrams to the gang to get them back to New York. We then watch as the rest of the gang get their letters and bring their new friends with them to New York. We then see Kermit wake up in a bed in a hospital with a nurse telling him that he has amnesia. He is then physically checked out, and when the nurse finds that he's in good health, is sent from the hospital to make a new life. That's literally what the nurse told him to do because they can't find anything about him.
That is awful. Did hospitals used to do that?
I have no idea, but I absolutely hope not.
Just let people out into the streets with no money, no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Just good luck.
Yeah, she basically told him, go find an employment agency, start over.
Start over.
I'm like, girl,
Maybe your mind will come back.
right, maybe. This man has amnesia. You don't even know what he remembers to do
Yeah,
or not. Like,
that's bad. That woman needs to be
that is
fired.
terrible. Yeah. Kermit then leaves the hospital as the gang meet up together at Pete's with Jenny and Ronnie.
Wait, did they not check the hospitals while looking for
They don't.
Kermit?
They don't. We never see them even get close to any hospitals. Kermit then ends up at Mad Avenue Advertising and goes into an office with other frogs looking for an employment agency, which is on a different floor. But they decide to introduce themselves anyway.
Ugh, this
Kermit then,
Jill Bill Gil bit was awful.
yeah, it
The
was.
most annoying thing I've ever seen. It was so
Yeah.
bad. I hated it.
So Kermit makes up a name for himself, Philip Phil, and meets Bill, Gil, and Jill as they get his thoughts on their product, Ocean Breeze, which is a soap, and their new slogan. Phil, I'm going to call him Phil for now, gives them their new slogan, which is basically a soap. It gets you clean. And they hire him immediately.
Oh yeah. Getting into
Yeah.
advertising is that easy, guys. It's that easy.
As somebody who is trying to find a job in that.
Oh no, I'm not trying to find a job in
Well,
advertising.
well, not, but
Worked in
like trying to
advertising,
find a,
don't want to do that again.
yeah.
But it's so easy, guys.
Yeah, it's
I
so
didn't
easy
have
to
to
get a
I
job.
didn't have to do like 4 interviews.
Yeah, of course not. And now I'm still trying to find a job and not
Yeah.
hearing back from anybody.
Yeah. That's not happening
Woohoo.
at all.
Exactly. Ronnie then tells the gang that the show opens in 1 week and practices need to start. I forgot when I took these notes, but so I'm surprised with you.
This show is not happening.
It really isn't. They spent 1 week searching for Kermit and not practicing at the same time. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on? It's gonna be a real bad night for
Great
them.
performance.
Oh yeah.
Great opening night when everyone gets on stage and no one knows what to do.
Yeah. We then get a montage of the gang looking for Kermit as Kermit starts his new job as Phil. Opening night is now upon everybody, and Ronnie at the diner asks if they should cancel. But Fozzie says no, that the show needs to go on. While at the same time, Phil and his coworkers go to Pete's diner for the first time to get lunch. When Phil enters, he kind of notices the place, but walks by Jenny, Ronnie, and the gang, not noticing them. Once in the booth, Phil starts to make the melody for Together Again from water glasses in front of him. Dr. Teeth hums along, and the gang look over the booth when they recognize the song, but find only 2 regular frogs and not Kermit. But when Gonzo looks just around the corner, he sees that it's actually Kermit. Piggy goes up and hugs Kermit as the rest of the gang surrounds him. Phil is confused as the rest of the gang figure out that he doesn't remember them, and they kidnap him to the theater. People are starting to show up for the musical as Fozzie is trying to tell Kermit a joke.
Kelley, I literally wrote in my notes, wait, it's opening night. When did they rehearse?
The past 2 weeks.
But they didn't rehearse the past
They
2
didn't
weeks.
rehearse.
So
I don't know
it's
what to
now
tell you.
opening night. No one's rehearsed. They somehow have sets. They somehow
Costumes.
have costumes.
An orchestra.
An orchestra. They somehow marketed this show in 2 weeks and have
got
a full house.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. They didn't even do, I know that like Broadway shows, like before they open, they do like preview. They didn't even do
they do a lot of preview.
They didn't even do previews. It's just opening night now.
Yeah. They didn't even do like an off-Broadway show.
Nope. Or like
they went straight to Broadway.
Or like one performance for like media. Like it's literally opening night.
Yeah. It takes a long time to get to Broadway, by the way.
Yeah,
A very long time. So, hmm.
they really cut some corners. Like they had some big money behind them.
Yeah, whoever Bernard Crawford is, he got money.
He has money, money.
Yeah. So Fozzie's joke does not help Kermit's memory, and everyone has been trying for the last few hours, but nothing has worked. Everyone decides to go on without him, and Piggy tries one last time to jog his memory by telling him who he is and about um, the love that they have for one another. Phil then decides to joke about it because how can a pig and frog love one another? And Piggy smacks him into a chair. Kermit then comes back to himself after the trauma.
Yes.
And Ronnie tells him that the show made it to Broadway. But Kermit says that there is something still missing. Piggy then gets him to sing the opening number, Right Where I Belong, which is now on the bop list, as he gets ready for the show that he didn't know was happening until 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
As they're going to the stage, Fozzie asks if the friends that they made from their jobs can watch from the back of the stage or something. And Kermit says that they can be in the show instead, saying that that's what the show has been missing.
Yep. Yep. the the show has been missing people who didn't even do the original iteration of the show,
Yeah.
but are
Yeah.
somehow just going to be thrown in with no rehearsal.
Yeah. With no costumes, I'm assuming,
No,
because
yeah,
there's now that like a few like maybe 20 extras.
yeah.
What?
Also, this is the point of the movie where my TV turned itself off. Like it literally turned off by itself.
It was done.
It was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, it's like, no,
And
we're done.
I
This
was
is
like,
it.
unfortunately, there's like 5 minutes left.
So the musical then starts with Kermit and the gang continuing to sing Right Where I Belong. We then watch as a wedding is announced in New York City and somebody's getting married starts, which again will be put on the bop list. We then
Remember,
watch.
this is not my bop list.
This is my bop
This
list.
is Kelley's
Yes.
bop list.
Yes.
I
We
will
then
not
watch
be
as
participating
you will
for this
not put your
movie.
name on this. That's fine. Kermit and Piggy then get ready for their wedding by buying like the dress and the cake and stuff like that. We then watch as the chapel is brought on stage and it is filled with the Sesame Street crew and friends and family of Kermit and Piggy.
Was I not paying attention? Sesame Street people were there.
Yes, they were in the back. There was Cookie Monster,
Oh, I was not
Big
paying attention.
Bird,
Maybe that's why this isn't on Disney Plus, because they
because it
don't,
has Sesame Street.
because it has Sesame Street characters in it, and Disney doesn't own Sesame Street. Warner Brothers does.
I guess.
That has to be the reason then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Also, I don't believe you that there was Sesame Street. Like literally,
Yes,
I did not.
there is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Kermit and Piggy then enter the chapel and sing He'll Make Me Happy. The wedding starts, and Kermit notices that Gonzo isn't playing the minister and finds out that the ceremony is indeed real.
Mhm.
And sorry, I got a text message. The minister starts the ceremony, and Piggy says yes to marrying Kermit, but Kermit hesitates on his answer, which, same. You didn't know
Mhm.
you were legitimately getting married today. But eventually
He's nicer
says,
than me because I would have just left.
he's like, I know that this is for the play, but I will walk out. But Kermit eventually says yes, and they officially get married. And that's where the movie ends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to hit you with some movie facts.
Okay.
So, the portrait of Kermit in his producer's disguise has become a permanent fixture at the Real Sardi's and can be seen in other movies that has used Sardi's
Love that.
as a location. So, this one is going to make sense for you for the Joan Rivers cameo.
Okay.
After several less than satisfying takes of the scene between Joan Rivers and Miss Piggy, director slash performer Frank Oz sent a stagehand to get him and Rivers 2 gin and tonics apiece. The two then chatted and drank and then filmed one more time, which is the take that ends up in the movie.
Okay. So she was drunk
Yeah.
and she was only drunk on 2 gin and tonics. Come on, Joan.
Yeah. Joan, please.
Come on. You're a grown woman.
Yeah, true. True. So the scene where we watch Kermit and the others do their musical at college
Mm-hmm.
was filmed at Vassar College in New York City. Director Frank Oz wanted it to be shot in the most academic looking building on campus, which turned out to be the dining hall.
Okay.
I'm like, geez, what the heck?
And how does something look academic? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
So, as with the Muppet movie, which you have not seen,
No.
this can be read as an allegory for Jim Henson's career. Like his creator, Kermit gains local popularity performing during his college years, decides to try his luck in New York City, struggles, takes an unlikely detour into the world of advertising, and then gets his big break.
Yay.
Yay! All right, Jordan.
Uh-huh.
Here comes the question,
Yeah.
which I think I know the answer to.
Uh-huh.
Is this iconic or not?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Actually, I was trying to hide this as best as I could. This movie
Trying?
was hard for me to finish.
Okay.
It was so bad. I wanted to like turn it off and finish it at another time.
Mhm.
But I was like, I can't go through this stress twice. So I forced myself to sit down once and finish it.
To finish it? Oh my
It
gosh.
was so annoying. I hated it so much.
See, I didn't know you would have this strong of a reaction to
Oh
it.
my gosh, I hate it. I started texting Sabrina and I was like, I hate this movie so much.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that I don't think this is the most iconic Muppet movie. So I am going to agree with you. I do like the songs, and maybe it's because this is from my childhood, but I like the movie.
Mm. Don't get it, but okay.
Yeah, so that's me. And so I can release you from this misery, Jordan. What are your
Thank you.
recommendations for this
Thank you.
week?
I have three. My first
Okay.
one is Miley Cyrus's Plastic Hearts album. Found it,
Okay.
found it this week. It's amazing.
All
Not
right.
one skip. And then I listened to like the Apple Music version, so it has like a couple of extra songs.
Mhm.
Great. Great,
Wow.
great, great. Everyone listen to this album. I want a tour and I want a tour right now.
Okay.
So she better be preparing a tour as we speak because I need to hear these songs live.
Okay.
Even if I have to go, like, I'll go by myself. Like, I'll fund the tour and I'll just sit there and be like, go
Yeah, I'm
ahead.
ready.
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready. Go ahead.
But yeah, great. It's a great, like, pop rock album.
Mm.
Fun times. Fun times. My second one, I mentioned this kind of earlier. It's Worst Roommate Ever on Netflix. Crazy stories. Crazy stories.
Yeah, I don't think I'll watch that.
Please watch it. No, please watch it. It'll make you really think about who you're living with. Please watch it.
Hmm.
One of the stories, the woman was literally a serial killer. The second story, bless you.
Thank you.
Um, the guy killed his roommate because he like fell in love with her and she did not like
What?
love him back. Third story, the guy tried to kill his roommate and is still currently out there scamming people as we speak and no one knows where he is.
What?
Yes, frightening. um
See, this is why I can't watch that stuff,
Yeah.
dude. That'll freak me out.
Fourth roommate guy was a serial squatter. Like
Serial squatter?
he would go into people's houses and then squat and then like not pay rent, and like they couldn't kick him out because of squatters' rights.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
And
gosh.
insane. Insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone go watch that. And my third one is Upload on Amazon Prime. I love this
Yeah.
show so much. So good. I
We're
want
gonna
season
do a watch parody later.
I want season 3 now. I want season 3.
Really?
I watched all of season 2 in one night. I need season 3 now.
Dang,
They left it on
okay.
a huge cliffhanger. I need to know what's happening.
Oh, that's why. Okay. That makes
I
sense
I
then.
need to know what's happening.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well, I'll see how I like Upload because we're gonna watch it all later.
yes,
And then I will either confirm or deny
she'll love
Upload,
it.
which I feel like I'll love it because I did see an ad pop up for it
She'll love
and
it.
it looked really good.
Great time.
So my recommendations, I have 3 as well. Let's go. I usually
Twinsies.
have like 2. My first one is Never Leave You. Uh-oh. By Lumi D. Great song. It's a bop. Please listen to it. My second one is another cover of Happier Than Ever, but this is a pop punk cover.
Okay.
I love it. It's so good. I know I did like an R&B one couple episodes back, but
Yeah.
this one is so good too. So please give that one a listen. And my last one is Wildflower by Five Sauce or 5 Seconds of Summer. I've gone back into my Five Sauce phase from like high school, and I am not disappointed. I haven't listened to them in a long time, so I am pleasantly surprised that their music has gotten so much better.
Gun to my head, I could not tell you a 5 second summer song. Sorry.
Yeah, you could. You would
No,
know
I
at least one of them.
couldn't tell you the title.
True.
The
You know what? It's gonna come up on Hurdle one day, and then you're gonna not get it.
Oh, speaking of Hurdle, today's song
Oh, I haven't done it yet.
did not
Uh-oh.
get that.
Yikes.
Ugh, what was that song? Who was that artist? Uh,
Wow. It was that bad, huh?
yeah, it was pretty bad. But
Yeesh.
it'd be like that sometimes. You win some, you lose some.
True. True.
I'm still on a Wordle streak, so great for me. Speaking of Wordle,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
I found out why me and Kelley kept having different words. She was using a
Yeah.
different version of Wordle. She wasn't using the actual version of Wordle.
Yeah. So when I first started Wordle, Jordan and I were on the same word for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And then somehow we got a couple of days apart,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird. And then when we talked about it yesterday, um, Jordan and Leslie looked at my Wordle for the day and they're like, it's because you're using the UK version. I'm like, there's different versions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I now have to start over my streak
Yeah.
with now the New York Times Wordle.
Yes. The correct one.
So yeah, now we'll all be on the same page.
Yes.
So good for me.
Yep.
Now I don't have to like hide what my word was for the day because that's what we were doing for a while
Yeah.
because I would get the word like 3 or 4 days later and it wasn't technically cheating because we didn't know, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at
Mhm.
SY2II Podcast. Also, don't forget to send us your movie request or your movie stories. Do you like this movie? Were you one of the people in the crowd at the beginning of the movie? What was your extra like backstory that you made up in your head? Were
Oh,
you
true.
there? Were you there for extra credit? Like I said, let us know. At our email, sy2yipodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or
Yes,
wherever you
please.
listen. a new one like popped up in like our like dashboard thingy, and I was like, "There's another one."
Oh,
But okay. Uh,
jeez.
and don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars, please.
Yes, please.
Continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, get your COVID shot, get your COVID
Yes,
booster.
please. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.